So now we've got this point deform working. What we also need is the actual group to pin, which is the part, you know, his kind of belly or torso there. So yeah, a few different ways to do that. You could just kind of paint it where you see it, or transfer, do like a attribute transfer from the crocodile's mouth, but then we're kind of going to be getting, you know, further up here than the part in the middle. So what I ended up doing was this technique here, which I'll show you now. I'm going to blast parts of the crocodile away wherever he is. Why don't I? Oh, blast! I'll just grab a delete node then. So I'm just going to delete kind of the front part of the crocodile. Okay. Let me see. I'll just grab a box for this. How can I get it? Be kind of, oh, it's a bit awkward. Let's see, something like that. Okay, delete that. Try that again. Select the front, so turn off the eye, select just the front, just kind of behind the eyes there, in front of the eyes. Delete that. Okay, kind of looks horrible. Split that off from to its own kind of thing. Delete non-selected, and then with this, if I drop a convex hull, what this will do is make kind of like a fitted bounding box around it. Okay, that gives me a box that I can use to make this make the group. Also, I just need to time shift this. So I want this made from that same frame, 142, I think it was. This yeah, 142. Okay, and now I can use this to make a group on. So this will be my bounding object, and I need to grab him at the same frame. Okay, frame 142 again, and then change this to points. Turn off the base group. I don't know if you actually have to do that. Keep in bounding region, bounding object, and there we go. We've got his torso selected. Okay, now that's good over here. However, whoops, daisy. I'm just trying to make myself some space here. So that's great over here, but yeah, we need the group in this stream, right? And here it's not animated, and I don't want it animated because the position of the mouth and the body changes. Okay, so we can use a group copy here. Make sure we give this a proper name. Call it pin. And we don't want any of these. We just want this point group pin. Okay, so here now we've got this. Just had my Houdini crash there, so I've just opened it again. Remember, if your Houdini does crash, you can go to File, Open, and then come to this temp, and then it'll get anything that has crashed for you recently there. And then just make sure you save it back into your project location, so that all of your files get read in properly. Cool. Yeah. So now our pin should be group should be here. Group pin. There we go. Okay. The only last thing we need to do is, so here that we're also pinning. Not the last thing, I keep saying that, but we're also pinning the arm there, and I don't want that, right? I want the arm to be kind of loose and able to kind of flop around. So I'm going to grab another group and also call this pin and set it to points. But this is going to be subtract from existing, so whatever group I make here will be removed from this group, which is, you know, of the same name. Okay, and you know, a few ways we can do it. We could just literally select them, paint them out, or let's try to do it with a box, so that we can get into, you know, make it a bit more kind of procedural. It's a bit awkward, but I think we can do it. So I'm going to grab this box, and so turn off base group, keep in bounding regions, bounding object again. Okay, and then find our box. Where is he? Over there. And bring him over to try and grab that arm. I think can we get rotate as well? There we go. Make it a bit smaller, just so I can show you what I'm doing. You can see it's kind of starting to clip it off there. It's a bit fiddly, so maybe if I just drop in the values that worked for me before, and see if they work here as well. So I've got 0.423595, 0.84091, just one here, center minus 0.26315, 0.874779, and here 3.7543, and then in the rotate we have minus 1.332587, 19.5574. There we go. Yeah, that seems to work here as well. Okay, just kind of clipping off that bit at the end. So yeah, we could do this again just by painting it, but now this allows me to, if I make any changes to the geometry, to the topology, so if I want to add more resolution to the clothes or the head, or if I change the simulation, then you know that this should be all procedural except for the blast nodes here, but that's only if I change the actual crocodile there. Okay, and you know, it doesn't take too long to make that selection. Then also another thing I want to do here, because if we take a look at our crocodile, let's see if I grab this. Okay, so it's a bit hard to see. Maybe if I make my background dark, so anything here will be simulated, right? And what I want is a buffer zone, so there could be some points which come into contact with the crocodile, and you know, we might get weird kind of simulation things. So to give me kind of a buffer zone, I'm going to just expand this group a bit. So grab this group, expand, oops, jump in there, find that group, so it's pin, just keep the same name. Okay, and just kind of do that just a little bit. Okay, so now anything around here won't be simulated. And I do realize that, you know, this is penetrating the top a bit there, but in our case, you know, it doesn't really matter. You can't tell in the video, in the clips, and his back is all kind of inside the crocodile's mouth. But again, yeah, you don't notice, so it doesn't matter. Cool. So we've got that group now, and so we actually need to set that pin attribute. Okay, so now we've just got a group, but we need to actually set it. So we do that with a vellum constraints node as well. So let's come to the bottom, vellum, what's it called, pin, let's see, I don't think it's here. No, we just said grab a vellum constraints, connect that up for it to load. and pin to target. There it is. And what we want to pin are is a point group pin, and we want it to be permanent, and we want it to match the animation. So you can have soft constraints on the pin as well, so it will kind of follow the animation, but we want it, you know, permanent hard. Stopped means that you can turn them off and on, the pin constraints, but we want it on the entire time. Okay, so we just leave it permanent. Orientation we don't need to worry about. Okay, and let me just put pin here, just so we know what that is, and then cool, that's all ready to go.